Welcome back, ladies and gents. Round 7 and 8 of the F1 division for FTRL tonight. Obviously, you can see we're on board with Junkie Sport as we're doing the intro during the quick one-shot qualifying. So we'll be running Russia, as you can see, and Monza for race 2 tonight. So a bit of a range of tracks. So it should show up some good racing, especially in race 2. And I am joined by Pagani, who's once again with me tonight, as we have a new driver, Callum Anderson.
What we do, he has retired from this session unfortunately, but Sam T, he was in the lead, but spanned from the lead coming up first sector, so he retired from the session, he'll be starting from the back.
He's going to have a fair bit of work to do on his debut, which I believe it to be.
Yeah, so see how some new guys fit in. And
yeah, it'll be interesting near the midpoint of the season, just below it. So everyone would have got used to each other by now, and Callum's got to do a little bit of catch up to gauge what everyone else is like. But Switchback's disqualified, and that's Junkie in P8.
A lot of people got disqualified at the last corner.
I'm just seeing names pop up and disqualified.
Oh, I can try.
I'll throw it upon you, Paul. Go on, have fun.
We've got FTRL Panda starting on the front row. I think it's once again, he's been up there more or less all season. Had an incident early in the USA, I believe it was. I think it was his retirement, so not where he wanted to win the championship so far. But starting from pole. Got next is starting in P2. But been very consistent this season, so can he chase down Panda? We've got onto the podium in third, who literally nobody cares about. We've got Megatron with shot in fourth. Starting well, hopefully he's got a setup this time. He's had default set up a couple times this season. FTRL Cat always makes a quick start, and it's a very long run to the first corner, so will he be in P1 by turn 1?
He is behind Connor pretty much. They have a history.
You got Brutus in 6th, who has been Mr. Consistent this season. Regular top 5s. Donzo in 2nd Ferrari, looking to sort of get a season on track after a couple of early retirements. Junkie starting P8 in the Red Bull. Always want to watch, not necessarily for all the right reasons, but has been enjoying some new tweaks he's had on his sim rig, so a little bit places come to shine. Goy Carp in P9, famous for going full Goy. But his first podium around Russia a few seasons ago, so can he do it again tonight? Lee Cole, Mr. Bad Luck, is in P10. But his good friend AJ starting P11. And these two work together and be in a party together, so God knows. You got Agent Panda. So we have a Panda in first and a Panda in 12th, so I think they're getting there. Samte unlucky in qualifying, retired through a spin. Zumpy, the first of our disqualified people in qualifying, starting P14, our championship leader. Switchback and P15. Oh no! Mikey disqualified earlier in P16. Jamie, will his lag come through it in P17? Zombie will just be trying to survive, I believe. On new reserve, Callum Anderson in P19, and Nexus Cats will be watching everything unfold from P20.
So I think it's probably safe to say that Nexus Cat is probably in the safest position running down into turn 1, because it can get pretty tight. Right now he's got everyone in front of him and no one behind him. Whereas the 5 red
jump starts.
So we have 2 jump starts. That is Jamie. I don't quite know who the other one might have been.
Zombie.
So it looks like we're gonna have 4 wide into turn 1 almost. That's carbon fibre flying up. There's a massive crash.
Oh my word.
Okay, that's Connor gone and Guicarp.
Oh wow.
That is a massive crash into the actual turn 1, but that's one to unpack. We had 2 retirements, quite a lot of front wing damage.
Can I just say, this is probably the largest crash we've seen, and we don't have a safety car.
Yeah.
And Donzo got spun out in that incident. Tried to turn his car around, has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Donzo, but that's I think I've just jinxed half the grid there. I did say Katz is in the best spot. He's gone from P20 to P10 through all of that. So, in
10
the
places in one corner as well was very good. So.
especially in the context that he's done it, he does have a slight bit of wing damage. He's missing the front left end plate, but
I do believe we do have a safety car actually.
yeah, I think yes, the safety car is out of turn 2. So I think that's the biggest crash we've had.
That is probably the biggest crash I've seen. That was, I think, initially caused between Nexus Iceman on the podium. Yeah. That 3 wide through that right king.
It was looking to go 4 wide for a minute, and then I noticed like a little tap from one of the Alfa Romeos on the back of one of the guys. Then there was carbon fibre, and then everything started to kick off right behind them. So
everyone is diving for pit lane.
I think so. They're going to need a new front wing, aren't they, for half of them?
Well, everyone's coming in to change the tyres because the mediums will go at the end from here.
Everyone just crawling to find their way into the pit lane.
Well, so Agent the slowest is leading the race.
Well, yeah, okay, he is. So I think Panda will be quite happy with that. I think I was going to say
the only person not to pit.
He is, so that first place isn't going to last an awfully long time.
The amount of cars that have double stacked in this pit lane is atrocious. I think every other team besides every other team McLaren have double stacked. So
yeah, I think Ferrari hasn't even done a pit stop because both of their drivers have gone onto the podium's been crashed out alongside Guicarp, and that is Donzo's been disqualified trying to turn a car around. He got disqualified for apparently blocking the pit lane, but a little close moment between Zombie and Switchback in the pit lane. The Switchback having to hit the brakes just so he didn't merge with Zombie. That wouldn't be the best thing to do under the safety car.
Well, we've got 3 big movers, one of them being Agent Panda, who just nearly crashed at the safety car. We've got 11 places. We've got Callum Anderson up 11 places up in the P8. We've also got Nexus catching up 10 places after his pit stops. So
it looks like the fact that there's been a lot of double stacking in the pits is actually not hampered him. And the fact that half the grid has wing damage, that's probably one of the factors as well. But I think he'll be a bit happy with that, with how the first lap's played out. Okay, it's an interesting one. There's news coming back with.
Not on the park.
Yes. So, granted that they will be slowing up quite a bit, I don't think it's going to be enough.
2 of the boys have just got 10-second penalties for exceeding track limits. And we've also had Nexus Iceman's got a penalty for a clash under the safety car. And that has given him front wing damage.
You won't be happy with that. It was that Iceman you said?
Yeah.
So Iceman's having to peel off back into the pits again. So it'll be unfortunate for him. He'll be dropping to the back of the grid then even more. So he's going to be at a fair bit of a disadvantage, but there are some people who are still very much at a big one. But Zumpy is spun out in the safety car at the back, as I just see on the map. So it looks like we've got 4 drivers all tucked right up behind each other into turn 1. It's going to be 3 wide into 2. Ross backs out. That is Panda on the inside of his teammate. Brutus completely cut in turn 2.
I was going to say Brutus made no attempt to go for turn 2.
Yeah, that's got in past Agent Panda, and he's almost going for it on Panda there. He just popped back in behind him. Not the best corner to go for a move, but Callum and Junkie also having a little bit of a battle on the way into turn 4, both side by side, leaving each other a nice bit of room, both on the opposite side. But Kaz is looking like he's trying to optimise the fact that Junkie's been in the battle. He makes his way up into P7 as Junkie Sport back down to his starting position.
So Callum and AJ in the barracks.
So it's all starting to kick off a bit. We've got Kat making a move on Callum down into the 3rd sector. So that is Kat moves up into P6 next, as Kat was looking to stick his nose just behind that. I was going to say Force India, but it's a racing point, and Junkie Sport has just took Nexus Cat around the outside. So I think Junkie will be very happy with that overtaking manoeuvre. So it's looking like we've got a fair few battles going on right now.
Callum's just tagged the back of Cat into the penultimate corner and has got wing damage, and that falls into that racing point now.
Yes, his front right end plate's gone off the wing, so that's going to hamper him in the left-handers, unfortunately. And that's a massive crash with Callum. He got some real airtime there. Can't quite tell what happens because the game didn't give us the best camera angle. But that's massive. There's another safety car. We got another safety car as zombies in the pits for new tyres on the wing.
It was a collision. Cat has got a penalty for a collision with Callum, but I'm not sure if that was after the incident started or.
Well, it's quite a tough one because Cat had already gone in front. I don't think the collision was between those two. I just saw, with the camera angle wasn't exactly the best. I just saw Callum go from the right hand side of the track straight over to the left hand side mid-air, trying to break dance a bit, which is a bit unexpected. That's brought out
first, second safety car in a row.
I don't quite know. I wouldn't
know we've
put
had
it past
one in
the
a
game.
virtual, but
it might be. I'm not quite sure. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll have to try and find out somewhere. If anyone's in the chat and they know, please let us know. Because I'm not quite sure if we've had two in one race.
Well, I thought the safety car would help Zumpy catch up, but he's sped on the safety car, so now he has a drive-through penalty. So
it's all going wrong for him tonight. He's our championship leader, and he is 1 minute 5 seconds off the lead, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a tough one for him tonight.
Guys in the pits. Bruce, Megatron, and Switchback, as well as Agent Panda, but Agent Panda was due a pit stop. So.
Okay, so let's see, tyres. We've got Brutus saving a stop-go penalty of 5 seconds. He's changing his front wing. Then Panda's just put a new set of mediums. With Megatron Lishat, aka Ross, he's put on a new set of softs, which everyone else is going to be running mediums.
He's going to be very quick.
Okay. So I think that's Donzo has just dipped out. So don't blame him. He's very sore gone after turn 1, unfortunately for him. And it was unfortunate.
Yeah,
he will. As he does have race 2 tonight. Doesn't want to miss out on a chance of points. Everyone who does finish the race, whether you're P1 or P20, they will be scoring points, as there's 2 divisions in 1.
Well, the good news is for all the Ferrari fans out there, at Italy we will have a Ferrari front row.
We will.
It's probably not how they wanted it to happen, but
front row's a front row.
Any racing which on the podium retires is a good one in my books. So.
Yeah. There should be in the FIA rules to have at least one onto the podium retirement per race. So just a couple of guys catching up to the back.
The last one wasn't out long.
Presumably when they all get up to the back, but it wasn't the case with the last safety car. So it's got Zumpy trying to make his way as close as he can to the park. I'm expecting the safety car will come in the next lap, just as it's letting everyone bunch up. And then we'll be back racing again. I think everyone has done the mandatory pit stop. We'll just get the graphic up. 5 or 6 guys have done 2 stops. Then everyone else has done the 1 stop. I think everyone on the 1 stops on the medium tyre.
It's going to be a weird one. I mean, obviously the boys at the front have craft position, but you've got Sam and Megatron both on soft tyres. And they make their way through.
But they are going to have a lot of extra grip, and in general they are fairly pacey drivers. So I think it's going to be a tough one for the guys at the front to hold them off, but they're going to give it their all, I have no doubt. Boy, it looks like it's starting to get a little bit sunnier. So my hopes of a Mid to late race downfall, I think it's pretty much been shattered at this point. We've always got next race. There's just everyone trying to get a bit of temperature into the tyre.
Yeah, so, well, we're going to have what? I can't count. 7-lap shootout.
We will. Half the race has pretty much been under a safety car. Oh, Donzo's rejoined. I think Zumpy, he hasn't saved his drive-through as you can't save it under the safety car, so he'll have to do a lap with the safety car being out, then come into the pits. I think it's going to be a pretty painful 15 seconds for him, to be honest with you. He won't like seeing everyone just get further and further away. He has got good pace, but no amount of pace can catch that gap in about 7 to 8 laps, unfortunately.
Well, my game's finally called up and told me that the safety car's out, so thanks again.
Same. It's told me it's coming in this lap instead of telling me that it's coming out. So you having your complete desync to me when you were doing comms at season 10. Then you having desync with the safety car.
Good old code masters, eh?
Yeah. Masters of code, I don't quite know about that.
Well, controversial. Make the best of this restart and get a gap.
I expect him to do so. He did do it with the last restart. He managed to get past his teammate and got into the lead. So I'm expecting
that will be the one to watch.
He will. He has gained a few positions. Gone up from P5 to
P2 already.
Yeah, he's going to have them done before the braking zone. It's going to be a matter of how close, or how long it will take him to get to the back of Panda.
Sam's having a look at Lee. Turn 1.
There's Sam down inside. They both keep it clean, just a tiny bit of contact. Jamie gets a 3-second penalty. So we've got Iceman and Agent Panda. Iceman's just about made his way through. He's up into P11. It's all looking fairly single file right now, but Jamie's gone back at Zombie, I think. So nice. Ross is all over the back of Zombie, but we'll hop onto this Junkie Sport and AJ as it is for P3. Nexus Cats boxed in. Yeah, not much Cats could do there. He was pretty much boxed in the car in front and the car to his right, to his left. So there's not going to be any DRS for now, but there's going to be a lot of slipstream. We've got Nexus Cats.
Very good car in a straight line.
Yeah, it's pretty slippy in a straight line. I think Junkie Sports definitely thought that. He's taking it down the inside of Cats. There's not an awful lot he can do. He's trying to go for a switchback.
The contact between him and Jamie.
Junkie Sports gone for the switchback, as I noticed Lee Cole goes very wide. So a good little battle between Junkie Sports and Nexus Cats here. Both giving it large to each other. Junkie just runs a little bit wide. That's allowed Cats back up the inside. But I don't think Junkie Sports pulling any punches right now. There's a good little battle between the two.
Sam's got the run on Lee.
He does indeed, both side by side. Not the best of camera angles.
Ross trying to get past Zombie. In turn 1.
Right.
Done.
Near got his teammate for a moment. He was looking pretty close for a moment, but that's Ross up into P8.
Agent Panda's in the wall. We're not turn 1.
Going to have to try and get that car turned around as quick as possible. So Junkie Sports still going at it with the Williams guys. He's going at it with Sam this time. But I think Lee Cole has just tried it down the inside. There's a bit of contact with Junkie Sport. That sent him around. He's managed to do a good job of turning that car around and not making contact with anyone else. So Sam down the inside of AJ is now up into 3. We've got another P3 and P4 for the Williams guys so far, mirroring the race last Wednesday at Austria. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up out.
Passed already. Closed on AJ.
Ross looks like he's going to have him before the base, but is he going to go down the inside of AJ? Not quite. So he's going to stay single file for most of the third sector. Though Brutus and Iceman was side by side for moments, but camera angle to see
the outside.
He does.
Junkie Sport tried to follow him, break a little deep.
So a lot of good battling going on so far. A couple of little hiccups at the start of the race, but you know, they're showing what they're capable of right now. The Junkie Sport's going to have DRS on the run down to 1, so he's looking in good shape. He's already past AJ, so he'll be using that DRS to just pull away a little bit on the straight before turn 1.
Toro Rosso's coming. Zombie's got to run AJ, trying the outside.
Sam and Cats.
Both
side by side for 3. That's Cats. He's gone around. That's him in the barrier. Oh, the back of the car just grazing the barrier turn 3. He's had to let so many cars through. That's about 7 positions. He's lost his contact with AJ and Zombie up into turn 4. So it's all kicking off right now. It's getting close between a few of them.
Well, Ross is chasing down the other car on a soft tyre in the top 5 to try and sneak a podium.
This thing is going to be 3 wide at turn 9, please don't. Okay. As AJ's dropped out 2 positions, Iceman and Switchback have managed to make their way through up into 7th and 8th. I must say there is quite a lot going on. It's fairly tense.
Frantic at the moment. It's action up and down the field. As Brutus is on the back of Junkie Sport now.
Let's get on board with that. That could be a good little battle between the two. The Junkie Sport's been defending with everything he's got. I think he's having a fair bit of fun with it tonight. Wasn't the best set of races last week, but I think he's trying his best to make up for those. Brutus is going to have the DRS on the run down into turn 1. Junkie Sport 4.2 seconds behind. Rossi's not going to have that DRS to defend with, so he's going to have to try and make the most of the corners and the downforce that Red Bull has got. But it's looking like Brutus is already going to have it before the braking zone of turn 1.
Well, with these two having a battle, they've allowed Nexus Iceman to close up.
Well, we've got Zombie in the pit lane for whatever reason. I don't know if that's for a new front wing and a stop-go penalty. We're putting on a new set of supers.
I think the team called him in for a cup of tea.
Probably.
Well, he's changing his front wing. So.
Call him in for a cup and a digestive mid-race, why not?
Oh, Iceman managed to get past Junkie Spot in the middle sector, but Junkie Spot run wide and allowed Switchback up his inside as well.
Switchback being pretty opportunistic tonight, getting the moves where he present himself. They'll see how many positions that Switchback has made, because he's done pretty good. He's gone up 8 positions, Switchback, so I think Aaron's going to be pretty angry right now watching Switchback have a good race. I think he'll be cursing at his TV screen, or his phone, whatever he's using.
Well, Ross has got inside DRS range of Sam T for 3rd place.
So it's going to be a battle for the podium in the dying laps of the race. He's going to want to make sure that he doesn't cut too many corners, otherwise he's going to get himself some penalties, which I don't think will be preferable for him if he wants to get a podium. So he is in the DRS mode 3, hitting about 205 mile an hour before turn 1, hitting the brakes and hoping that he can gain some tenths under the brakes, but that's a penalty. It is very easy.
Nexus Iceman is right on the back of Brutus now. There's 3 tenths between them.
So there's not much of a gap. Here your battle for the top 5.
Switchback doing what he can to close up on the pair of them.
I think Switchback is definitely going to grips well with this track. Unfortunately, he did say last week that Japan was his favourite track, but it didn't go to plan for him. But I think he's having a good little crack at it tonight. So he is really closing up to the back of Brutus and Iceman. I think the fact that they're so close to each other is slowing them both down. That's allowing Switchback to just get up to the back of them. So he's got DRS on Iceman, he's got the double DRS on Brutus. So we'll see if Switchback can make a move into sector 3. So
Nexus Cats is on his fight back, he just got down Junkie Sport.
That's Cats into P8. So he's got a little bit of a recovery to do so far. There's a little bit of an incident with his teammate earlier on. Just the tiniest bit of contact massively unsettled the car. sent him into the barrier, but luckily for him, the back just grazed it, so he's got no damage. He can carry on as if nothing happened, try and punch his way through the grid. But Junkie Sport kicking up a little bit of grass up the final corner.
I mean, he's done well to find some grass in Russia.
Yeah, there's not a lot. When there's a will, there's a way. The Junkie Sport.
There's a will in P1 currently, FTRL Panda.
He is.
A nice side note there. 5 seconds out in front.
So he's gained a bit of a gap, but we've got Lee Hall and AJ, both good friends, both at a party, so they'll be communicating with each other. So I don't think they're going to be letting each other pass. That is Lee Hall defending the inside, but he's got a 3-second penalty.
I mean, that's Lee defending the inside and then cutting the corner on the inside. That's
typical Lee.
Typical Lee manoeuvre.
Yeah. Defend and get yourself a penalty. Drop your back.
Well, Naked Iceman has got past Brutus, but Brutus will now have the DRS come under shirt.
He will, so a little bit of...
fallen away just a smidge, he's lost 4 tenths.
He has. A little bit of forward thinking from Brutus there. Not putting up too much of a fight in the middle sector, so he could have the DRS. Ties him down back into P5.
Alfa Romeo looking very quick on the shirt.
So Ross is quite close behind Sam. Sam doesn't have DRS on Cat, which is critical for Ross and Sam, because it's a fight for P3, and Sam doesn't have DRS to defend with, so Ross has definitely got to stick his foot down with a slightly fresher soft tyre. It is 3 laps younger than the soft on Sam's Williams, but he's got a penalty.
Brutus pulled to the inside.
It's trying to break that slipstream. Got both Iceman and Switch.
Locks a little bit the front right tyre as Switchback just cuts the corner.
It's about to say Brutus, sorry not Brutus, Iceman and Switchback just following that slipstream on the run down to what like it's a religion. So it's looking like it's going to be close for the top 5, but I think it's also going to be close for the top 3, because Ross is only 4 tenths behind Sam.
I mean, I'm on board with Zach, aka Switchback, and he's just basically making his own track at the moment. I haven't seen him go around the corner.
Zach's just he's getting the rubber out at certain parts of the track just short, and in the distance he's got to drive. I think he's doing a switchback on the corners instead of the drivers. But I don't think there's many opportunities left for Megatron or Lishat to get past EVR Sam. There's a 4 tenth gap and there's not really any overtaking spots in Sector 3. So go on board with Panda.
The last corner.
He takes the race win with Cat in P2. It's a pleasantly clean race for him, so he'll be happy to have a good race with the positions he's gained. Megatron's actually got past Sam with the penalties that they both had, so I think Ross will be happy with that. He probably knew that there was some penalties. Iceman's got him on penalties. He's got Brutus on penalties. That's Iceman 5th, Brutus 6th, with Switchback in 7th. Junkie Sport finishing where he started in P8. Not the best of races for penalties in this. Yeah, quite a few. So a bit of an unfortunate race for Cat tonight. It had its ups and its downs. He started P20, got up to P4 in an instant, then a tiny bit of contact with his teammate, dropped him down to about P10, P11, but gained a few positions. He still scored some good points as his AI car decides to punt the back of Switchback for whatever reason.
I think it's just because he saw that Zach was in the car.
Yeah. I mean, can't blame him. Can't blame him.
Right.
Things should get some time deducted to his race, give him an extra position or 2 for doing that.
But that's the end of Russia. So.
It's not a track where you see a lot of overtaking, but we definitely did tonight. There's quite a lot of battling going on.
Yeah, indeed, as FTRL Panda comes out to that top step of the rostrum.
He does.
And lifts that very small trophy.
It's not the best of trophies, but a trophy's a trophy. I think you'll be happy.
But have we seen a resurgence of FTRL Cat? I think that's probably his cleanest set of races between this and last week that I've seen for like 3 seasons. So
Yeah, he's had a good few races. He didn't have the best race too. Unfortunately, he had a bit of contact, but it's been pretty good for him. Only 2 drivers not getting a penalty. Panda and Sam.
also, it's nice to know that at least 2 of our drivers can drive around Russia without getting a penalty.
Well, apparently 3 of them, the embarrassment of Pandas, have managed to not get a penalty. And who is it? EVR Sam. Actually, no, it's Iceman, not Sam. Oops.
Goy Carp also got no penalties, but he only did 1 corner. So
he went full Goy. Just didn't go the way he planned. So those guys who have unfortunately retired before turn 2, the actual first braking zone, they will be starting from P1 to P4. So we'll just be waiting for the custom grid to be sorted out. The race results being flipped, the race positions being flipped on the heads for race 2.
I think one person that's probably had the toughest rub of the green this season is probably Mikey in that Racing Point. Started off the season with 2 very good opening races.
It's not gone to plan since, unfortunately.
Then he lost Aaron as a teammate, and it's all sort of crumbled. So
I think the heartbreak of not having Aaron as his teammate has definitely affected the team morale.
Yeah, so we're going to have an FTRL car starting from the back row of the grid with a very long run to turn 1.
Oh yeah, it is.
How many places can he make up?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I'm expecting him to. Hopefully, he doesn't miss a braking zone because it's going to be fairly bunched into turn 1. I think it's going to be 2 wide at the max. Never mind 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. I think that's just tempting fate. But I wouldn't be surprised if a couple people decided to tempt fate tonight.
Well, I'm just going to say that I feel sorry for every single person starting from the second row back, because you will have to get passed onto the podium at some point. So.
Yeah, it's a challenge in itself. I feel sorry for everybody on the grid that having to drive Italy. I will say it till I'm blue in the face. Italy is the worst track on the calendar. I would rather watch a full season of Monaco in real life.
I actually don't mind it. There were some pretty good races around it. So.
The only good race I saw there was Leclerc and Hamilton last year. I think I screamed when Leclerc crossed the line to win. But they can throw up an interesting race. I think we did see that for the final round last season. But I believe it was EVR Sam, Switchback, and Jamie.
Actually, it does usually give away a fairly close race, especially with all the slipstream battles. So.
Even if you lose a fair bit of time in the second sector, so you're going to gain it on those straights, because there are quite a lot of straights, and obviously the DRS zone for turns 1 and from the final corner to turn 1, it's massive. I wouldn't be surprised if it was near enough a mile.
Well, Katamiz has said, Michael, did you see I backed out? So Katamiz actually backed out of a dangerous move.
I mean, wow, I will, okay, I'm stumped.
You are genuinely shocked.
Yes, I am. I must say, he has done it once or twice before, but I feel like I probably had to pay him to do it. I think this is the first time he's done it without reward. So, is this a new side of Katamiz we're seeing?
It might well be. I know the league owner, Sarah Aaron, did make a TikTok about cats, so...
Oh, we did, and I didn't waste any time to put that in the F1 chat.
So, nah, all in good fun. Junkie Sport says he enjoyed that race, so...
It was definitely getting stuck in with everyone. having some good battles. So he has every right to be quite happy with that race.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how many cars do spin at Ascari. It is fairly well known to be a very difficult corner on this game.
It is, especially with the fact that the curbs do, obviously on the left-hand side of the corner, the curbs do tend to raise a bit. So if you hit it awkwardly, your car's gonna get a tiny bit of airtime, and that's probably gonna send you either towards the gravel or into a barrier.
I mean, I do quite like normally a bit of airtime, but in an F1 car, it's not something you want. So.
No, not really. I mean, I would like to hop back to, I think it was season 4 that we done a race around. Yeah, no, I'm going back about 2 years. Just hear me out. I think we had a little bit of a strange incident with Aaron when he was in the Toro Rosso on F1 2017. Had a little bit of a squiggly coming out of Ascari, turned the car around and trying to turn the car around again. Aaron just clipped the barrier the tiniest bit and lost his front tyre, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw anything similar to that tonight.
Indeed, he is known for his crashes, is Aaron, but he's had some good races. I know he's won in Italy before, so.
He has. I believe he won his performance championship around here, if I'm right.
He was in a Renault, so I was trying to chase him down.
Well, yes. You two have had your fair share of battles.
We have, and he's tended to win most of them.
Yeah.
On F1.
Yeah, F1.
Yeah.
Until you decide to sweat on GT Sport.
The boys are beginning to ready up, so
that could be going into the race.
Lights out in Monza. What weather conditions will we see? Bit of overcast maybe, a bit of rain towards the end of the race, just to annoy everyone.
There you go, Connor in the Discord chat saying, ready up, brake for turn 1 in all capital letters. And
I'm gonna I think laugh my tits off if he doesn't brake into turn 1 and goes sailing off into the night.
I was going to say, it's a bit rich when he didn't get to brake for turn 1. But it's... Oh, there's rain.
Oh.
I did say there might be rain, and we got rain.
Oh, turn 1's not going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun for us, but it's not going to be fun for them. Oh, that's made me happy there. We had rain at Austria, and we've got rain at Italy. I think it's looking like it's going to be inches, so it's not going to be as much of a downfall as it was last week at Austria. But Guikop, I think he might be on the. I think he's going to be on the second row, so I'm hoping to see a little bit of a full Goi into turn 1, maybe getting himself from pit to the lead, maybe the top 2.
Goi has had some difficulties with Monza turn 1 before. Some of them not his fault. I know in GT Sport I managed to put FTRL blue flag into Goi at turn 1. That was a good move. Yeah. Like Monza turn 1 is probably one of the most difficult braking points.
Never mind the
wet. F1 game. So, yeah.
It can be quite sensitive to the fact that you can lock up in the dry. So, even for those who run the racing line, it's going to be a bit risky braking exactly where it tells you to brake. You might want to brake a few meters before, if anyone in the race is listening to me droning on for an hour.
But you were correct, every single car is on the intermediate tyres.
They are. I am a wet weather specialist.
I mean... okay.
We're living all season, mate.
I'll just say Blanchimont and leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I did get a podium around there, and the cause of me getting that podium actually was Blanchimont.
But for this race, we do have what Ferrari fans always want to see at Monza. Ferrari front row. Let's just hope that we don't end up crashing into each other into turn 1.
I was going to say, let's see if they can translate that into a Ferrari 1-2 for the end of the race. Well, going to have Goycorp looming at the back of them. So we've got Callum Anderson, P4. New guy, not a bad race for the first one, he's done pretty well. So we have Jamie in P5. It's
Well,
not
I mean,
the best
when you say quite well, he lasted 2 corners.
Yes, I know. I was thinking of qualifying for a minute. I was thinking he qualified P4, and I remembered, oops, we're on a reverse grid. I'm prone to my little mistakes. So, the Agent Pans and Zombie, a little bit of contact.
Been a few collisions on the formation lap.
Got just Mike in P8 with AJ 9th. Just in front of his teammate Zumpy, P10. Lee Cole P11 with Nexus Cats in P12. The Junkie Sport P13 finished P8 last race, so he'll be hoping to gain a few positions. Get himself into the top 10. We've got a switchback P14. Brutus in P15 with Iceman, Sam, Megatron Lashat and Cat pretty much merging with each other as they go to their grid spot.
I'm not sure what Cat's like off a wet grid start, so I'm going to keep an eye on Cat as I have done every race so far to see his fantastic starts. So, can he do it in the wet?
He'll be one to look out for on the run down into 1. Not the best of camera angles, but we finally got a good one. The 5 red lights are out. A fairly decent start from the Ferraris, a good one from Jamie as well. Catmu's gaining a position or 2.
Cat is going, he's through the middle of everyone at the moment.
So, looking fairly clean into turn 1 so far, as the podium a little bit deeper. Did see some carbon fibre near the back. Zombie having to cut the corner.
Wrecked early and got round turn 1. He didn't touch anyone. So, is this a new leaf from Cat? Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, it's... Oh, there's a massive crash!
Oh,
that's
my
both
word.
of the Mercedes gone.
Oh my word.
That is a massive crash. That's a safety car again.
Switchback is upside down in the tyre wall.
Oh god, what's happened there?
I saw Goy falling down the order and I flicked down to see what he was sort of stuck on the inside curb, and as I've switched to him, Switchback has come around the corner unsighted and he twatted the other Mercedes, flown over the gravel trap and headbutted the tyre wall.
Oh no, that was...
I mean, if you're ever going to say, oh no, that is the time. My word, that was a crash.
It was spectacular. I think I'm expecting there was 3 words that came out of not Goycorp's, Switchback's mouth as that all happened was, give me a length. Things not been the best races for him. Oh no.
The couple of guys that did get damaged from that will be able to pit because we do have a safety car. So.
Yes, we do. Oh, that's I don't know what to say. That's oh, contact. That was a Zombie trying to say good evening to Mike as they were going into the pit lane. That's got a Zombie a 5-second penalty and a damaged front wing.
Oh, Carl sped into pit lane. I don't think he realised where the 50-mile-an-hour brake board was.
No, I don't know. So he's got to have to save his. He's going to have to save a 5-second stop going to pits. Pops on a new set of Vinces.
Well, I mean, wet conditions, what do you do? Do you take these into all the way at the end?
Well, if it was me, I would have stayed out because it's not really going to make a difference. The fact that you've only done 3 corners at max speed with the intermediate. But obviously these lads have decided, or most of them have decided they're going to stay with the tyre they started on. I think that's from Agent Panda down to Ross. So Callum has split the 1-2. He's in second. So that's onto the podium, still leading the race.
Oh, Nexus Cats has picked up some front damage. He's tagged the back of Brutus Beer behind the safety car.
He will have to pop into the pits to get a new front wing, unfortunately. I mean, the lads did put in the chat break into turn 1, and they did break into turn 1. That's a spectacular crash. I think,
I mean, I've never seen a car upside down clear a gravel trap. That was
yeah,
probably the most
switchback.
violent crash
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
I just don't know what to say. Usually I've got something to say, but that just caught me
All,
completely off guard. All I could do was make
all
noise.
I'm going to say is, Zach, that may affect your no claims bonus.
His insurance won't be very happy with him. So you got Nexus carts popping into the pits, grabbing a new front wing. I think Switchback's insurance is going to be at a rate of about 10 grand a month, more than likely.
Well, Switchback has joined the chat and said that went fantastically well. So, I mean, the good news is that you picked up some frequent flyer miles. So,
I must say, if this was Olympic diving, he would have got a whole house of tens. Because that was
Brutus
no
Beer is
sort of
retired
phenomenon.
under safety car.
He has no. Where is that? I don't know what's
That
happened
is
there.
coming into the
Because
second chicane.
he's just stopped in the middle of the track.
The front wheel is not attached to that car anymore, so I'm not sure who's. I think who's behind AJ.
There's
Sam.
I don't quite know what happened there. It's a bit of I don't know if that was just a tap under the safety car. But, even a tap couldn't have done that, surely.
I mean, I wouldn't. Nothing surprises me with Codemaster's contact model. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, we do have a switchback currently upside down on a tyre barrier.
But the safety car is in this lap. I know before this race I was talking to FTRL Panda and he said he would prefer if it did rain at Monza so he'd have less chance of spinning. So
That's doesn't make sense.
well, he reckons he spins every single session at Monza.
So onto the podium. Sorry to butt in. Onto the podium's being a bit of a boss. He's back on the whole grid up. He's just going to be wanting to, as soon as he can get the car as straight as possible, step on the gas, which he has done so, but Callum's responded very well to that. Jamie's just about got past Zumpy on the restart. It's under yellow flag, so I don't know if he's going to have to give that back.
Oh, Callum's having a fantastic run at the podium.
He is going to go round outside the turn 1, so he is holding it there. So there's not much he can do there. A little deep.
Gone deep.
So that is...
First time anyone's ever said that.
Yep. That's Callum, who's trying to switch back. He's going to be on the outside of Curva Grande. So he will have the insides into the next chicane, but not quite. Oh no, he's going back for it. I mean, on the inside into the second chicane, just a tiny bit of contact. So between those two, it's going to be single file through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2.
I will say this pair did have a 2-second lead. It's been hitting them 0.9 seconds after that second chicane. They both held it up massively.
Well, I must say, Kart, AJ and Agent Panda are in their own little battle so far. I think Kart managed to make his way past AJ. AJ tried to defend it, as anybody would. And that almost gave Agent Panda an opportunity to get through. But unfortunate for Mike. Oh, Zombie taking to the grass, trying to get past Junkie Sport. That is Junkie up 14th into Ascari.
I know Junkie Sport isn't the easiest to get past, but I wouldn't suggest going on the grass would make that any easier.
Especially in the wet.
But yeah, Junkie Sport and Mikey do have front wing damage.
So it's unfortunate both they'll have to pop into the pits to get that fixed. So Callum not quite close enough to make anything happen into turn 1. So Jamie is catching up though.
FTRL Panda is up to 5th place. He started the race in 20th.
Well, Lee Cole was looking towards the inside as Sam's decided not to go for it, but that's a car going very deep. I think that was Agent Panda. He's missed the first chicane. So it's almost contact. Managed to get the car slowed down just in time. I think it was Nexus Cats that was.
Under the podium is going very defensive.
It's getting spicy between these three now. Jamie's getting in on this battle and Callum's trying to find any way to get past that very wide Ferrari.
What is going on behind? Every arrow is going up and down, I think.
Let's have a look.
Nexus Iceman's gone straight across the second chicane.
Yes, that's probably part of the reason. Let's get back on with the top two, or the top three actually, because they're all in their battle for P1. I think onto the podium right now is gripping his wheel. Oh, as Callum and Jamie go quite wide. Yeah. So I was going to say, Connor's probably gripping his wheel, trying to hold it in front of them, trying to hold that Ferrari in front of the racing points, and head ball as hard as he can.
FTRL Panda is on the back of Zumpy now. He's had a fantastic start to this race.
He's done quite well. Let's see how many positions he's gone. I think it might be about 15, 16.
And he's trying to get up inside of Zumpy for turn 1 as he sets fastest lap. Panda is on a charge.
He is. I've got a good camera angle this time. So he's gone up 15 positions. He's looking to make a 16. Breaks a little early for turn 1, so he's playing the longer game with this little battle. So he's not going for any hasty moves just yet. He's taking his time, waiting for an opportunity to come up, but I don't think he can make any into the second chicane.
He's got past Donzo into turn 1.
Let's see. So that is Cat up into P7. The second Ferrari down in 8th.
So there might have been some contact and they can go across the second chicane.
So I'm sticking with this battle for the top 3. It's starting to get quite close. I think Jamie's only 2/10 behind Callum, and Callum's only 3 behind onto the podium. So we're looking to be in overtake territory so far.
Panda's up the inside of the Scary.
Which Panda? Okay, that Panda.
FTRL Panda.
Side by side through the Scary.
Wing damage.
That's not going to help Zumpy's cause.
A lot quicker at the moment.
The Panda's going to
get past.
He's going to try and make it work somewhere. I think the best chance will be down into 1.
If anybody just heard him squeaking, yes, it was my dad. He was sneezing, so I do apologise.
Jamie, very close to the back of Callum. He's looking to try and get something into turn 1, but actually not quite. He's decided to hold back.
I've got a little bit of lag in that front battle, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of lag from Jamie. I think it might be, I'm not entirely sure. So
but behind we do have a zombie inside of Agent Panda at turn 1. Zombies does have damage.
So he's going to have to get that sorted out. It will cost him a little bit of time. But Agent Panda is in a little bit of a battle with Nexus Cats. Now is Cats going to go for it into turns 4 and 5, the second chicane? Not quite.
Agent Panda has gone very late on the brakes.
He's had to back out and just cut through the chicane. That's going to leave him under threat by Cats though, I think. Yeah, Cats around the outside. That's Cats into P11.
From the looks of it, Agent Panda did back out with that move, even if it's left the position, so very good sportsmanship from the pair. So.
A good little bit of jiving from the two of them. Jamie's landed himself a 3-second penalty running wide on the exit of a Scary. So that's going to make his cause a little bit of a tougher one to fight.
FTRL Panda needs to get a move done, he's running out of laps now.
Oh, sorry, it's that fight off a sneeze.
Zumpy's just running wider and wider with that wing damage.
That's Jamie's setting the fastest lap, a 31.002.
Panda's down the inside, can he get it done this time down into turn 1?
Oh, that's Callum's hit the brakes too late for turn 1. He's having to cut the chicane. He's decided he tried to make his way around the first polystyrene boards and thought, oh, I'm not going to make it through the next two. Joel through them.
Oh, Panda's had a very good run coming up the first chicane. He's having a look on the outside.
He's going to be
down the inside for the chicane now. A little bit of contact on the apex, but both cars make it through.
Manages to get through into P4.
Right, now we'll see what Panda's got. He's at fastest lap earlier on in the race. He's now got a 3-second gap. What can he do?
I think Jamie seems like he's having a little bit of trouble there. Let's see, is Jamie damaged or is he all good? I'm looking at the best camera angle. Well, Jamie's wing looks okay. He looked like his car was understeering a little bit. It's probably the wet weather.
Lee's gone around the outside of Zombie into the in between the Lesmores, so he's all up in the 9th place.
She's doing well so far. She's still got Zombie on the back of him though.
Nexus Cats is in this battle as well. We've got a 3-car trail for 9th. Oh, there's
Oh,
contact.
that's
Lee's
Lee's been.
sideways at Ascari.
That's half his wing gone. Was that contact from the back? I can't quite tell.
I think there was a little bit of contact between himself and Zombie coming into the chicane.
Just as I say, Lee was doing good. I've cased him again.
Lee now has some front wing damage.
It's unfortunate for Lee. He's just going to have to get a new front wing and run to the end. 1.2 seconds separating onto the podium and Jamie though.
Zombie pits from 14th as well as Light. Both of them picking up a 5-second speeding penalty. Mikey's gone deep into the first chicane by himself. Went a bit rallycross style there, bumping over curbs.
Right off.
Oh, Junkie Sport has got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, that's probably for the face chicane, I think. But
I know they say that time progresses faster when you get a bit older, but I wouldn't have thought 10 seconds would have been appropriate. But
yeah.
anyhow, oh, he hasn't
Full of
stopped for the second
surprises.
chicane.
Oh, Junkie's full of surprises sometimes, isn't he? But this gap between Jamie and onto the podium doesn't really seem to be changing. And Jamie is just 1.2 seconds from onto the podium.
Gap between Jamie and Callum was 2 seconds, that's down to 0.7, and Panda is coming.
Yeah, Panda is hunting down Callum for P3. So he's 1.5 seconds behind him. He's half that gap in the lap or two. We have got about 4 laps to go. Lap 10, 11, 12 and 13.
We've got Ross trying to go on the outside of Agent Panda into Parabolica.
Oh, but we've also got Sam and Kat. No, that's not Kat. Sam and Zumpy side by side into turn 1. That's Sam gone very deep. She's had to cut the face chicane. That's going to allow Zumpy to get through into Cava
Ross made the move at Parabolica. Agent Panda's coming back at him into turn 1. Ross tries the outside into turn 1.
Agent Panda and Lasha side by side into Retifilio, I think.
You said that so confidently.
Variante del Retifilio. Yes, I forgot the name mid-speaking. I forgot what the corner was, and then it came back to me when I was halfway through the word.
Well, either Jamie's made a mistake, or onto the ball he's pulling away.
Yes, I don't quite know. It's a tough one. That's it, because contact with
Megatron and Agent Panda, I think they've both gone straight across the chicane because Mikey's going in front of them.
Well, Callum's very close to the back of Jamie, 5/10s separating the two.
Zumpy is fighting for his life in 5th place. Sampi is much quicker. Zumpy's still got that front wing damage. He's holding on the best he can, but Sam is
down
sending
inside.
it at Parabolica.
He's licked the stamp, and it's looking to be first class as he's gone at first time. So that's him up into P5. A little decent move.
Although to be fair,
he's going to get a return to
He's
centre.
also carrying front wing damage.
Zumpy is that up into P5. It's looking not quite, can't hold it around the outside. But we're going to see a switch back from turn 2. Still looking close between these two.
To be fair, switchback body is still about somewhere. So
almost getting close between them.
Agent Panda's trying to get down inside of Ross turn 1 again. But breaks early, lets Ross have the play. But he's overshot as Megatron.
Oh, that's a brilliant move from Zumpy. Switch back from 10. What's happened?
Agent Panda had the switch back on Megatron, but he got on the power just a little bit too early and half spun himself out from that corner.
Fantastic defence from Zumpy. Manages to switch back through turn 2, holds it on the outside of 3. I think on the inside of 3, sorry. Was the outside into the second chicane. Managed to make a fantastic re-overtake.
Well, this battle's about to get a third member as Cat has closed up to Sam T and Zumpy.
Sam licked the stamp and sent it, then Zumpy just done a quick return to centre and he's managed to defend P5. So fantastic battle between these two.
In the breaking into Parabolica.
Yeah, he's managing to gain a lot of time up into that braking zone.
But Cat is coming. He's within what would be DRS range.
Cat is hunting those two down in this battle and can
Back side
only
by
slow
side,
them up.
turn one.
There's Zumpy
A
just
little bit of wheel
giving it
contact.
everything.
Oh,
Tiny bit of contact.
oh.
That's going to allow Cat to get in front of Zumpy. I think Cat's going to be trying to make his way past Sam.
Jamie and Callum both have the red connection bars next to their name, and they're both inside of each other, so anything
Lowering
can
the
happen
tone
the
of the
battle.
stream, Pagani. Come on.
Oh. When your car goes, there's not much you can do about it.
Not an awful lot, but Sam and Cat side by sides into Les Mo 2. So they're both going for it. They go side by side on the run down to Ascari. Are they going to go side by side on the brakes? Not quite. Sam decides to hold back. But one thing I do want to point out is, as you mentioned last lap, that Sam is pretty confident on the brakes into Ascari. And he has got slipstream on Cat, so is he going to pull out and send it down the inside? It's looking like he is.
Well, Nexus Cats has just got the move on the Donzo into the straight before Ascari, but Donzo's fighting back. He's got a run coming up Parabolica, but Nexus Cats defends in the middle of the chart.
Sam trying to hold the car in a straight line as he attempted to move through Parabolica. Couldn't quite get it done. But he is still quite close to Cats. Cats isn't walking away. There was a little bit of contact between Sam and Cat there. Sam's a little bit of a tap behind Cat, trying to nudge him through
Callum
the
on
first
Jamie, second chicane. Jamie's gone a little deep.
It's going for a
Callum's
switch
got
back
the
in the
run.
second phase.
Side by side through Lesmore Warm. Oh, bit of contact.
Oh, so some good stuff between the two of them. Oh,
Side by side through Lesmore too.
not giving an
Bit more
inch.
difficult that one.
Oh,
Jamie gets the switch back though.
it's gonna
Side
hold.
by side.
It's gonna hold into Ascari.
If these two hold each other up too much, Panda's going to get a hell of a run through Ascari.
Oh, Callum.
Oh, Callum's round. He's been spun by
Contact with
Jamie.
Jamie. That's just making Connor's cause easier tonight. That's Panda up into P3. Cat's gonna go. Oh, I don't know. Can Cat get Callum?
He can indeed. The side by side coming
Yeah,
up
Cat's got
Ascari.
him. Gonna have
You
to
can
get
say
on
who
board
wins the
with
race
Connor.
because I want no interest whatsoever.
Unfortunately,
in it.
Connor's won the race. Like back down to Jamie. Oh, there's a lot going on right here. Cat and Callum. There's been an incident. There's Callum in the inside barrier, but I think Sam managed to just about find his way around. That was a eventful.
Jumped Cat and Sam on penalties. Zumpy's jumped into P4 with front wing damage for most of that race.
Let's say, I think that was probably the race of Zumpy's life. He was defending as hard as he could.
Jumped Jamie in the end with penalties.
Oh, Ross's AI. Oh! That is Aiton Panzer having a bit of a collision with the Nexus Cats' AI. So that'll be Lee Cole, an unfortunate second race tonight. It's going to be coming on P16 with Zombie
An
17.
unfortunate first race tonight. He's managed to hold on to P8, so he stayed in the top 10.
There's a good drive from it's going to call him Zon, from Zonzo tonight. So I think he'll be happy for the top 10.
That was an interesting race.
Yeah, it was getting eventful at the last corner. Because at one moment it looked like Jamie was close to Callum, and then last second Callum was in the inside barrier with Cat around his outside. So it was an eventful final couple corners there.
But the man that nobody wants to see on the top, he's on the top.
Yeah, onto the podium's actually onto the podium, so I think he'll be happy with himself.
I mean, I hate that saying, but it will have triggered him, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, which would have triggered him.
But a few guys without penalties jumped up the order. Zumpy was one of them. He did very well not to get a penalty with having front wing damage from very early on in that race. So
He's also done a fantastic job defending with that wing damage as well. So the fact that he didn't give in, he didn't let, I think it was Sam and Cat past, definitely paid off because he kept them within the penalty range. He managed to get P4 off them too.
but FTRL Panda wins race 1, finishes second from 20th on the grid.
It's a great haul of points tonight. And Panda was definitely on the hunt tonight. He managed to gain 19 positions, so I think he'll be very happy with himself. I think if that was me, I'd give him driver of the day. A fantastic couple races for him tonight. Cat has also had a good couple races, sad to say for me.
Cat went from 19th to 5th, and I can't remember being involved in too much besides that last corner. So
it's a fairly good couple of races tonight. I don't. Is this a reinvented Cat? We never know. You never know.
I mean, has he turned that corner? I mean, we've been asking for it for 11 seasons.
Yeah, I've been screaming at him in the chat.
Corner? But I think we've had 2 fairly jump-packed races again, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the switch back to side and he's just gonna park the car upside down on a tyre barrier. So that's a very interesting round 7 and 8 at Russia and let's just say Imola. It's Monza tonight. So eventful couple races, also a pretty entertaining couple races. We'll just get up the calendar and we'll see what races we've got next week. So week 5 we will have Abu Dhabi race 1 and we will have Bahrain race 2. Both twilight races. Terrible tracks, but they've got 2 themes in common: bad tracks and not the twilight tracks. So
I'm pleased. I'm retired after hearing that. That's probably the worst thing I've ever heard. But to be fair, they do usually put on some nice races, both tracks. So
yeah, they do.
Let's see what the boys can do next week.
So I don't believe we've got anything running for GT Sport tomorrow or Friday. Am I right by saying that?
We've got a nice week off before the scheduled chaos begins. So.
Yes. A little bit of a difference, if I'm correct. I just want to make sure I haven't forgot that normally we usually have 2 teammates in the manufacturers championship, but now we have, I think, 5 teams of 3 drivers. Am I right?
We do indeed. So it's going to bring a new element to everything, really. But before that, we do have the Nations Cup.
I was about to ask, what day is that?
That will be Tuesday. So
Tuesdays 8 o'clock. Any ideas on who we have on comms for that?
I do indeed. We have the one and only Lee Cole.
So we'll have Lee in the booth. I think that's next Tuesday. There's not going to be anything for the GT Sport lads tomorrow or Friday, is there? Having a nice little break. I think I might turn into a pundit after a race or 2 because I'm on a sabbatical.
Yeah, I have that season off.
Yes.
Just don't do Mika Hakkinen because he said he was going on a sabbatical and never came back.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll try not to do that. I'll try. So, not on Thursday and Friday. We will be back next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, with Abu Dhabi and Bahrain. I'm sure you're not looking forward to it.
Well, I'm looking forward to talking about it. I'm not looking forward. I wouldn't be looking forward to racing in it. So.
Alright. So I'll have both of us back on comms next week. For those of you who have been watching from start to finish, thanks for watching, and we will be back next Wednesday with some more racing. Thank you.